welcome to another highly questionable work week. This over here is Chicken Breath. Mina Kimes just stole my lunch. Getting very comfortable around here. What do you like on the show today, Mina?
Looking forward to talking about the multiple people who got punched this weekend.
All right, dale, papi.
How should the Clippers feel about Danilo Gallinari slugging someone in the face?
What a bogus question this is. How should the Clippers feel about this, really? What it should read is, would you guys like to see some video of Danilo Gallinari slugging someone in the face? And of course the answer to that is yes. How should they feel about it? Yeah, he didn't like that, and so...
And there it is.
Yeah, and it was a good shot. You don't see very many of those in the NBA.
Yes. There's a little bit of irony here because usually it's the Clippers who get immediately knocked out. And they don't really have a lot to worry about. As we mentioned, Gallinari is coming back in a few weeks. Obviously, it's not a good thing when one of your better players breaks his shooting hand. But Gallo, have you learned nothing from the offseason? NBA players don't actually throw hands. They post angry Instagrams, an artfully curated series of emoji. Physical confrontation, that's so 2016, man.
What are the odds of this, by the way? Go ahead and name all the players in sports that you know to have harmed themselves recently, punching another dude in the face in a way that makes them miss time. Both of them having to start for the Clippers. Go throughout sports. The two guys, they start for the Clippers.
You got to learn with Chris Paul, He always punches downstairs, never upstairs. He's more effective going downstairs. You know what I mean?
There's no arguing that, right? Chris Paul tends to go to surfaces that aren't going to break his hand. Not going to feel very good for you, but not going to do him any harm.
Is it wrong to make fun of Daniel Cormier for crying after he's lost to John Jones?
Okay, my name is Daniel. I don't know why he would get that one wrong. He named me that. That's a weird one to get wrong. A lot of people making fun of Daniel Cormier after doing this here. He loses a fight that he really cares about. Joe Rogan has apologized for this interview because he's interviewing a man who's concussed, and one of the symptoms of concussions, as we saw with Luke Kuechly, sometimes can be uncontrollable sobbing. It does not feel right to laugh at a guy in this condition who just lost and cares very deeply about the guy he just lost to.
Yeah, it obviously doesn't feel right to laugh about them, but I disagree. I think these things should be aired in the same way that I believed Luke Kuechly's concussion and his tears afterwards should have been aired as well. These moments are hard to watch. They are difficult to stomach. But I think as fans of these extremely violent sports, we should be forced to reckon with the consequences of them and to remember the stakes even when we're enjoying them.
Maybe he was just doing his LeBron impersonation.
There it is.
I'm getting no calls. He left her against me. I can go to the Warriors. Somebody will pick me up. Kyrie wants to leave me.
You did that already. Yeah, you did that.
Not everything has to be aired.
I mean, it does sound like he's being stabbed by 1,000 stealing knives, does it not?
Why is Adrian Beltre so unappreciated?
Wow, my father really sold that with the Hispanic flourish there on his name. He got his 3,000th hit yesterday. The answer to this question is manifold, right? Because he only made an all-star game after he was 30 years old. He's been great later in his career. He is a Hall of Famer with the 3,000 hits. I would say one of the reasons, though, that this is happening is because there are very few Hispanic players who get to make the leap with the commercials. Even Miguel Cabrera, as great as he was, do you really know Miguel Cabrera? You have to have connection points in terms of identifying with these guys, and sometimes the language barrier can make that difficult.
Yeah, I think Adrian's personality also plays into it. He's not the loudest guy in the room. We don't actually know that much about him. He reminds me a little bit of Marshawn Lynch, who he recently impersonated, aside from the fact that he doesn't like to be touched on his head, which admittedly is a very distinct personality characteristic. And then, as Dan mentioned, he didn't really start flourishing as a hitter until late in his career. In fact, 7 of his 8 best hitting seasons came after he turned 30. So it's been a bit of a slow burn with him, and it's nice to see him finally getting the appreciation he deserves.
How do you feel about the Steve Bisciotti comments on Colin Kaepernick?
Bisciotti is the way that he pronounces his name. That one's a little more understandable than Daniel, which is, my name, and what is on my birth certificate. Let's check in with the owner of the Ravens.
We're very sensitive to it, and we're monitoring it, and we're still, as Ozzie says, scrimmaging it, and we're trying to figure out what's the right tact, and so pray for us. You know, we do want to win games, and I'm not sure right now that he is going to help us do that. You know, we're monitoring Joe. We've talked to Joe about it. We're monitoring Mallet. We're keeping our door open. We talked about RG3, bringing him in for a workout. So all I would ask is to just, you know, talk to your neighbors and your friends and your coworkers, because I think you'll just get the same sense that I got, is that, wow, every time I hear something negative, I hear something positive, and sometimes it shocks me who it's coming from.
So for months, we've been hearing from fans, anonymous sources, NFL reporters that the reason Colin Kaepernick is not on a football team is for football reasons, as though it's believable that he is worse than every third-string quarterback in the NFL. Now, we have an owner saying, actually, guys, it wasn't just football. The protest and the optics of it did matter. In fact, it mattered so much, we are talking to fans and Ray Lewis, guys, and we want your prayers. Well, I have a question for him and the other owners. Where are these statements and these requests for prayers when you are debating whether to sign players accused of domestic violence? Where are the owners getting on their high horses then? Why is this level of sanctimony reserved for Colin Kaepernick, who committed no crime? I mean, the level of hypocrisy here is absolutely astounding.
3 words, pray for us, are the ones that made me recoil, as if he was a miner headed into a mine shaft that had killed every other miner and requires prayer, instead of his thinking about, you know, signing a backup quarterback. The idea that they are going to their neighbors, that they are testing the community on what they would feel if this guy came to their team, seems like cowardice. You might not think that it's blackballing, but it feels like this is what is happening with every owner in the league who knows they can make their team a little bit better with this guy, but then are afraid of the public backlash. It might not be blackballing, but it is cowardice. What happened?
Man, that's good.
What happened? What's good? What's good?
I'm thinking about biscottis.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, I mean, they are delicious. That's true. I mean,
It tastes good, yeah.
Dunked it in café con leche,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
are. They're delicious.
for breakfast,
Undeniable.
lunch. Wow.
Now I'm kind of hungry.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
oh, they're going to jump in? Oh, they're worried about
what a
him.
good
Yeah,
boy.
they're worried about him.
What a good dog.
Yes.
Get in there, buddy.
Is he going to jump in, or what's he going to
yeah,
do?
he is. Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Time to play the game that proudly wears socks with sandals. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, we question them.
Do you question whether the keeper shares blame for this?
Oh, this show has 2 specialties. Umpires being hit in the junk and keeper shame. We go to Inter Milan here, facing Chelsea. Inter Milan is in the dark. Inter Milan is winning
All
by
right. I know what's going to happen.
2.
Yep.
Yes, there's some
Yep.
foreshadowing and ruining anticlimax from Mina Kimes.
I'm sorry, but if you only watch soccer or baseball on this show, you would just assume people have trouble tracking balls, because literally this is what always happens.
That was a pretty great shot, though. Why are we blaming the keeper
I
for that?
know.
Let's watch this again. Now, I understand that Inter Milan wasn't trying to make that a great shot, but it was a great shot nonetheless, even though he was just trying to get it back to his keeper.
Yeah, this actually isn't that humorous, just a good goal.
But I don't think that's the keeper's fault. I think we have to blame the Inter Milan guy for having a beautifully placed
Wow.
goal that he would love to have the other direction, which he can't do when it's the other direction.
That is perfectly placed.
I mean, that's amazing.
Nothing funny there.
Except for the whole thing about scoring on your own team. That part's funny. Even she's giggling. You can hear it, but she's got this silent laugh thing that she does before it gets loud. There, you see, I mean, there, you got a little bit of it.
Sorry.
This keeper deserves more blame. You know, look at this.
Oh, this keeper. Okay, we're going to a
okay.
different keeper here.
All right.
Feels like we have a lot of these. Yeah.
Told you. See? Like,
See? Yeah, oh, look at that desperate act by a pink desperate man. That desperation at the end where he tried to kick it in there. Just sit there in your pink
Stay
shade.
down.
Stay down.
Do you question the defense?
All right, we're checking in here with Derek Jones Jr. You've seen that drive-by dunk challenge that people are doing where they dunk on neighbors and unsuspecting neighborhoods. Let's see what this guy who was in last year's dunk contest did.
Is that a Honda? Does Derek Jones Jr. drive an Uber in his spare time?
Oh, okay, we're pulling up the pants there.
All right.
Oh, he's just coming out. Oh,
Oh! Ow!
Wait, did he just jump over that poor dude? Oh, and now he runs
my-
away?
What?
I mean,
This is dangerous. Every time we show these, I keep expecting a guy to get popped.
Oh, he jumped right over the dude.
Oh, crotch to the head.
That is really disrespectful. And wow, rare is the time that you get hit in the back of the head with such force by a surprise package to the back of the head that you fall back in the opposite direction of where the impact was made. That's physically hard to do.
Somebody is going to get knocked out, and then we were going to pretend we never showed these on our show.
Yes, that's when we'll apologize. We shouldn't have done that. That was bad. But for now, there's still concussions. Concussions we'll take seriously down the line.
That's right. That kid will never make it to the NBA. You know, he can play defense. He can take a shot to the head. Then he falls down and he can get up. You know, he's finished. He's done.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
And you're done. You better try something else, you know. Maybe golf. Yeah.
Dreams shattered.
Bowling.
That doesn't happen on a golf course. It doesn't happen in bowling either. Are you aware that that's just some dude playing pickup basketball, or did you think that this was some sort of league?
Whether it's a guy or a boy or
Right.
whatever it is, he's not going to make it. That's
All right,
all.
well, what he's saying is true. Like, that
That's
person's
right.
not going to make it to the NBA. He's not wrong.
Do you question this innovation?
All right, we've got an innovation. This is kind of open-ended. What's the innovation?
Oh,
Oh, this guy's good at this.
wow. Oh. Hundreds of hours spent perfecting this useless basketball skill.
Well, that is useless, right? Because that's out of bounds. That is
Like,
not.
what are you doing?
That is something that is.
Congrats.
You blow the whistle right there, out of bounds. Correct?
Is there anything more millennial than exploiting an unusually low ceiling to your advantage? So dumb.
Yes, I think that she not only made the appraisal for that particular video, but the entirety of this show. This is so dumb would be a great new name for this show.
Ring, ring, ring.
Oh, look at this.
Hello? Fred?
Again with this.
Fred Hoiberg.
Yes.
Yes, Fred?
There aren't a lot of
Yeah,
friends
we know that.
who call you.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. We'll call the guy up.
He wants him?
Huh? Yeah. You made your point, Fred. Yeah. Yeah, we know that this is illegal. Yeah, we'll take care of that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we got you covered, Fred.
All right.
Yeah, making fun of basketball. Don't worry about it, Fred. We'll get even with the guy. Yeah, all right, Fred, take care. He said that's illegal.
Yes, I noticed.
Thanks,
we heard
Fred.
you. We all heard you,
The
Papa.
Mike Perota of this show, Fred Hoiberg,
Fred
on the
Hoiberg
banana
just
phone.
scouring the earth looking for people doing illegal things at basketball.
Do you question if this loyalty is about love or food?
What a great question. Okay, this is an animal, right? I hope this is an animal, although it might be my father on video. Let's see if
Two of
this is, or me, or you, chicken thief. It might
Hey.
be about you. Oh, they're going to jump in? Oh, they're worried about
what a
him.
good
Yeah,
boy.
they're worried about him.
What a good dog.
Yes.
Get in there, buddy.
Is he going to jump in, or what's he going to
yeah,
do?
he is. Yeah, he is.
Oh.
It's about food. He doesn't even have food. The owner is clearly love and loyalty.
Wait a minute. Does the owner have food on him, though?
He's in the water. No, this is a good dog being a man's best friend.
This is good boy.
Oh, the other one got in there too. I love this. I love sports.
I love sports.
Sports.
That's not sports. I don't even know what we just watched. Where was the food involved?
It's August 1st.
It's July 31st, but almost.
Are you kidding me? He's the one that prepared all the treats for these two guys. You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
So that's the reason
Right.
for it. They don't
Yeah.
want him to go on there and never come up again. You know, I said, what the hell is going on here? You know, if that happens to that guy, we're going to be out of food, you know, forever. So you got to take care of that guy in the water. That's what happened there.
So cynical.
I mean, that is kind of why my father loves my mom so much.
Coming up next on my son's TV show.
With that, like Pudge does with just about everything else.
Stop talking while a great play is happening. Guy being interviewed in the box.
A little bit chilly here.
It was swag. What do you mean, what was that crouch? That's I caught this ball, I stole a home run. That feels really good, and now I'm going to crouch to celebrate it. Now you no longer lead the game because of a 302-foot home run, the shortest in the big leagues since 2015.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, Sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Highly questionable. This broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that love this pair. No, you guys. I mean this pair.
Oh, that pair, of course.
See? Oh, no.
You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or not. That was not a good joke.
On Masson 2, Royals and Orioles.
No, thank you, but let's check in. The Royals are playing much better, by the way. Let's check in, though, with Adam Jones, the center fielder for the Orioles. They were playing the Rangers the other day. What happened?
He says he's a little nervous about the speech, but I think he'll have fun with that, like Pudge does with just about everything else.
Stop talking while a great play is happening. Guy being interviewed in the box.
A little bit chilly here.
It was swag. What do you mean, what was that crouch? That's, I caught this ball, I stole a home run. That feels really good, and now I'm going to crouch to celebrate it.
Defensive play by Adam Jones.
Yes, swagger. Mina, are you intrigued?
Yeah, I am intrigued. That's the closest thing you get in baseball to Odelling it. And because the AL is such a cesspool of mediocrity, both teams are actually in the running, and I'm kind of intrigued to see what happens.
Cesspool of mediocrity. Nice. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, Adam Jones is much better than the whiffer. You know, when the whiffer tried that, his glove went over the fence.
Giancarlo Stanton, we should show everybody that video of Giancarlo Stanton losing his glove over the fence. There it is. It didn't go Adam Jones-like for him.
On Nesson, Indians and Red Sox.
No, thank you. Not interested in this. You guys think it's possible in the major leagues to hit a 302-foot home run? Do you think it's possible?
In what park?
Let's see here. Let's see if it's possible. Lorenzo Cain, Fenway Park, opposite field. That is a pop-up. Also, it's a home run. And you used to be leading the game, but now you no longer lead the game because of a 302-foot home run, the shortest in the big league since 2015. Mina, are you intrigued?
No. First, Adam Jones would have caught that. Second, is there anything more Royals than hitting the world's shortest home run? I am not intrigued.
Wow, down on the Royals. Royal slander. I know, you're good. You're good. I know, yeah, they bunt a lot. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I'm telling you something. I have seen shorter home runs, buddy. How about the inside the park homer, When you hit an inside the park homer, you could be a 55-foot homer,
Yeah.
You keep running around the backs, and you're going to make history,
History.
I mean, a 50-foot homer is probably never going to happen. That's probably something that will never exist in our time.
Could be 40, could be 30.
Okay, there we go. That's right.
You never know. You never know. Right. Inside the park homer, are you kidding me?
Or you can hit it so high and then run around the bases really fast, and then someone drops it, and now it's a 1-foot homer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you made your point.
All right. Shut up, old man.
On ABC, The Bachelorette, Men Tell All.
I mean, I know to expect it when he, with eagerness in his voice, as the producer says, on ABC, like I wince, I get scared. You guys are jerks. Go ahead, show it to him.
Monday, The Bachelorette, Men Tell All.
This is a very pressure-filled situation.
They're all here.
You can feel the tension.
The good.
You told me you were falling in love with me.
No.
Claim ownership for the words that come out of your mouth.
The bad.
Shut up! He's the rat of all rats.
And the ugly.
Lee is a racist and a bigot.
Why are you trying to date a woman who looks like me?
Everybody keeps asking me that.
You are ridiculous.
It's very enlightening. I feel like I didn't even know who you were.
I mean, I'm going to borrow his because he never uses it anyway. Mina, are you intrigued?
Yes, of course. Unlike the hater to my left, I, along with the rest of America, will be watching the Men Tell All, even though we've really gotten it from the NBA lately. The drama! The sheer drama! Poppy's going to watch with me.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? This is the first time I see all those guys wearing suits, bow ties, suits, everything, the whole ball of wax, so that means it's going to have a happy ending.
End the show! Not that kind of happy ending! Not that kind of happy ending!
That's right. Well, I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to watch it. I'm all in. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Great to have you back, Mina.
Good to be here. Good job.
Yes! Yes! How did she fall for it again? Way to go, Bob!
I've been here like 5 times.